Today I'm going to show you how I make my candles. I had a request from my video on how I do my pricing. They saw my candles and they wanted me to show you how to make them. So this is how I do it. I know these are Halloween pels, but it's just easier for me because you can bend them and pour them easily. So I've already put my soy wax into the bucket and now I'm measuring it out. I'm going to do 2 pounds of wax per measuring. So I'm taking it out until it gets to 2 pounds. So these are just soy wax flakes and I buy them in bulk. And then I'm going to put them into my pitcher, which is in a double boiler. So this is, I got most of these supplies off of Amazon. I'll link them all in the description if you want to know where I got them, including the wax. The only thing I probably didn't get is the scent. It's from Candle Science, and I will also link that website down below. So I have water in these pans, and then I put the soy wax in the soy candle, in the candle pitcher, and then I put that in the water. And then I turn them on medium heat. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I prepare my jars. It takes a while for it to melt down, so it's just easiest to prepare your jars while it's melting. So I'm going to take the sticker and then put it on the wick, then peel off the bottom, and then stick it to the bottom of the jar. To make it really stick, I take a popsicle stick. You can use whatever will fit down into there, and I press around it just to make sure that it's really stuck to the bottom. And then I have these little metal wick holders, and they're great for lots of different size jars. And you just take the wick and you slide it into the little notch. That's going to keep it in the middle of the jar and make sure it doesn't move when you pour the wax in. And I've prepared all the jars so they're ready to go. These are 16-ounce jars, and I also have these little wax tart containers. So I'm going to use some of those as well. So as it's starting to melt down, it's going to look kind of milky. And as it's getting more ready to use, it'll be more of a clear see-through color. You can actually see to the bottom of the pitcher when it's getting ready. So as this melts down, I'm actually going to add 2 more pounds of wax in. I'm going to measure that out. The reason I do that is because the wax melts down so far that you can add a whole nother 2 pounds in and then make more candles, so your batch is bigger. So each of my pitchers are going to have 4 pounds of wax in them. So see how I'm just going to go ahead and add another 2 pounds on top of the already 2 pounds we've put in this pitcher. And it will all melt down really nicely. I do this for every batch that I make so that I can make a lot at once. I'm going to make sure that's well incorporated so that I can fit the rest of that wax down in there. Kind of going and putting the melted wax with the solid so that it gets down in there. I have a little bit left in my bucket that I'm going to use. My wax, I get it off Amazon as well, and I feel like it's one of the more affordable wax, but it's still nice soy wax, and it burns great. And it has a good scent throw if you do the good scent ratio with your wax. So that's what I use. I'll link it in my description if you want to know where I got it. So this is my designated scent cup. So I only use this for my scents. So this is coconut. What I like about this is you can use it for soaps as well, and it smells delicious in a soap. It's actually the scent that I like to use in the soap that I make for myself. So it's my favorite. I like it in candles and I like it in soap. So for this, I'm going to do 4.2 ounces for the 4 pounds of wax. And you usually do about 1 ounce per pound, but I like to go just slightly over just to give it a scent throw. And it kind of depends on the scent too. If it's a lighter scent, you won't get as good of a scent throw if you're only doing 1 ounce to 1 pound. So you might have to experiment depending on what scent you're using. This is a cranberry apple scent, and I'm doing the same thing for the other pitcher. They're going to be 2 different scents, and this one's going to be 4.2 ounces as well. This is a stronger scent, but I really love it in candles. I want to try it in soap because you can. not all scents are safe for soap, but both of these were. That's what I was pointing to a second ago. It tells you the percentage you can put in soap. And in candle science, you can search by what's safe for soap and what's not. So I do like their scents. That's usually my go-to for any of the candle and soap scents. So I'm trying to get this wax to 185 degrees. And right now it's only going to get to about 165. So I have to wait for about 20 more degrees. And it can take a while to get it because you don't want to go more than medium heat. So you want to keep it on medium heat and don't scorch your wax. And now we're going to try again. This is a little later at 185. So that's perfect. See, each time I'm wiping this thermometer off because you'll have hardened wax if you don't. So right when it hits 185, take it off the heat and put your scent directly in it. That's where your scent is going to bond to your wax the best. You'll have a good scent throw. You'll be able to smell it coming in and out of your rooms. It really bonds to the wax much better. So at 185 degrees, take it off the heat, pour it in, and then mix it. I mix it for a good couple minutes to make sure it's completely incorporated all throughout the wax. And this is my other pitcher. Same thing. It got to 185 degrees. I'm pouring this scent directly in, and I'm stirring it around for a couple minutes. And you're going to let this cool down. I typically let it cool down to about 140 degrees. One of these got down to about 136, but you can do it anywhere from like 135 to 145 is the best pouring temperature. You don't want to do it too hot or too cold. So you can see that got to about 136, but it's okay. It's still in the range I can pour it, so I'm going to pour it in. And we've already prepared our jars. And just pour it. This pitcher will make 4 candles and 5 tarts. And then the other one I didn't do tarts in, so it actually made 5 whole candles. So that tells me that the 5 tarts is about the size of 1 candle because this is a 16-ounce candle, so there's actually a lot of wax and these last a long time. And you can use tons of different containers. Anything that can hold the heat well as the candle's burning. There's lots of interesting containers you could use and do it however you want to. So there is the 4 candles. This is the coconut that I'm pouring. And now I'm going to go ahead and set out some of these tarts. I get these in a huge pack from Amazon. I'll give you the link in the description. And they're pretty affordable because you get a lot of them. They make a lot of tart packages. And I think they work really well. They also look nice when you have like your sticker labels on them too, because they have a nice flat front. So there was the 2. And be careful when you're pouring the tarts because it's a shallow container. You don't want it to splash and make a mess. So be gentle when you're pouring it. And this is our 5th tart. So again, this 4 pounds of wax, 4.2 ounces of scent made 4 candles that are 16 ounces and 5 tarts. So here's our other pitcher of wax, and this is the cranberry apple, and we're going to pour those in, and this made 5 16-ounce candles for the 4 pounds of wax. And don't forget, when you're pouring your wax chips in, you're going to do 2 pounds, let it melt down, and then do your other 2 pounds because your whole 4 pounds won't fit in the pitcher all at once as a solid. It's our 4th candle. And then we'll get our 5th one. And it's important to know how much will fit in certain things because you don't want to only fill your candle halfway. So, this is a good reference for you so that you know kind of how much candles to prepare and wax tarts to prepare. So that's what it looks like, and I've let them set for several hours. They're still a little warm, but they're mostly set. So I'm going to go ahead and take a heat gun and just barely melt the top of it. And what that does is it's going to make it look nice and neat and make the craters go away and even out the top of it, so that if a customer opens it to smell it, it doesn't look bad. It looks nice and neat. That's just a pro tip, that if you are planning on selling them or even giving them as a gift, it makes them look a lot better if you just do this one extra step. So then let them set overnight. Take the wick out of the notch. I cut it to the top of the jar. That way, if it has any swelling happen or anything, it's fine. You still have plenty of wick left. And then you just put your lid on top. You can put your label on the top so you don't ruin the edges of the jar. Or if you're using some sort of different container, you can put the label wherever you want. I always put a warning sticker on it too. You can get those on Amazon. I'll link them in my description. So these smell delicious and I think they look cute. You can add coloring in too if you want, but you don't have to. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Bye.